Servus everybody. This video is dedicated to the YouTube channel Opel GT 1900, which is a YouTube channel centered around, as of right now, restoring an Opel GT. And this video here, I'm showing off my Opel GT. That's how I got wind of the channel, basically. I was looking around for some resources and stumbled across the channel, and it's one of the best resources I could find for a complete restoration. Not planning a full restoration on this. This is basically my first project car ever. So planning some light touch-ups, getting it on the road, and then maybe in 10 years or so, with a little more time and money, I can put more effort into it. But for now, I'm focused on getting this thing to drive and getting it through TÜV. It's a whole nother process here in Germany. But it has some rust holes as well, as you can see, the daylight here, and here you can see the tire, which is not supposed to be there, that hole. And this video is about the engine in my Opel GT, because it's not an original one. The original one that is most common, from what I can tell, is a 19S, so a 1.9 liter Sauger, which just means it is fed by a carburetor. And this is the 20S, so a 2 liter variant of that. And that comes with some problems. I'm not quite sure what the history of this Opel GT is exactly, but it has one previously known owner. The second one after that, I think, had it sitting in a garage for quite some time, and for some reason they put a bigger motor in it. So this engine is slightly bigger and was never intended for this car. As you can see, the front is long and narrow, so there's not a lot of room for an engine. And even the original engine couldn't fit the lines on the front, so they had to put a very famous dent in the hood to fit the air intake on the carburetor. So with this engine, it's even worse. As you can see, there are wear marks on the oil cap. The original engine had a angled valve cover, and the cap was moved to the middle, I think. This one is standing up too tall and is rubbing against the hood. You can see even a wear mark here on the hood. This might not have even been noticeable when installing the engine, but when this thing is running and shaking around in the engine mounts, that's when it might actually make contact. So yeah, don't forget the engine is moving around in the engine bay. The second problem is the aforementioned dent in the hood, because this carburetor here has a slightly different position and sits higher up than with the original engine. So when I take the actually original air intake, there's a adapter piece going in between here, adding even more height. And with this air intake, you can see there's quite a noticeable dent here, and even more wear marks on this part of the hood here. So you can see that the wear marks are off-center and at the very back. So I assume the original carburetor was sitting more like here. And yeah, that of course means that you have problems in this area. There's a third possibility for interference, which is the radiator. I removed it in this car, and I'm not quite sure if it actually made contact. But if you look onto the hood, there is this ring here, and it has the same, like it roughly has the same or similar diameter than the cap on the radiator, and I happen to have this one. So I know that there is an Opel GT radiator which again has the filler cap moved over here to the back, and it's offset. So I think that maybe this cap is the problem and leaving a mark on the hood. But I'm not sure if this is the original radiator. I think it came with the engine, so that might just be a problem that I have on my specific Opel GT. One thing I found quite interesting was that the Opel GT in the GT 1900 garage video and this one here, mine, have very similar repairs done to them. So you can see that the fenders at the back here, this has been repaired with shitty spot welds, and this is likely a part from a different GT. This is the original color, so that came from a yellow GT. And that was done on both sides. Here you can see the spot welds again, and this runs down the entire side. Also, the color is the same, which was very, very weird. There's a lot of violet GTs in that color, which is a bit bizarre. Seems to have been a thing at the time. I don't know. Honestly, the frustrating part for me was when I bought it, I did not notice these rust holes here. So I did not expect having to weld this, but having peeled back all of the leather on the sides and removed the interior. Yeah, that was very annoying. There has also been some patchwork done in the past, so I'm curious, but we will manage. I have a good friend of mine who is a pretty decent welder, so I hope that we can, patch the holes and get this through TÜV and have this baby running again. You might know I post the occasional video on my channel once a year, and this would have been a very typical YouTube project to upload. So why no videos about this? Well, to be frank, this is my cooling my head off project, if that makes any sense. I don't want to make a video series about this. I just want to, put a few hours into this thing when I'm coming home from work, and I just need to do something that's a little different from my day-to-day job. So that's what this car is for me, and that's why there will likely not be many more videos about it. I saw this thing in a shed near Ulm, and I fell in love. Just look at that booty. It's such a beautiful car. And I want to have this thing driving again. So someday this beauty will be on the road. I will make sure of that. But I'm not stressing over getting it ready or pumping out a new video about it every so often. This is supposed to be a fun project. So thanks very much for watching. I want to thank the GT 1900 YouTube channel, because he gave me some first estimations about how to weld this thing, and also some details about his process, which I really appreciate. Wish him the best of luck to his restoration. It is really an amazing project. I think he's at like 900 hours of work that he put into his Opel GT. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing that thing running. Yeah, and I hope this was also helpful and enjoyable for, I don't know, a few other guys as well.